Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name is Benjamin Seda, aka Base Zeus's manager. Zeus has a day off, so here I am filling in. And since you guys liked this shirt so much last time I wore it on the channel, I thought, why not bring it back? You guys loved it so much. I thought, hey, you know what? I gotta give the fans what they want and wear their favorite shirt. Dude's V-neck is obnoxious. It was more like a scoop neck. What the fuck is this guy wearing? You look like a homosexual with that shirt. Fancy shirt aside, today I'm going to be breaking down 3 of my real life text conversations and showing you 3 different ways to ask a girl to hang out. We're going to break down my real life text conversations and show you exactly how to go from first text message to date in no time, baby. And yes, Zeus and I, as always, are going to be exposing ourselves to our girlfriends. They're going to see this video and they're going to be like, why are you texting all these girls? I don't remember sending you those texts. And it's going to be painful. So make sure you like, subscribe, share, and stick around to the end because Zeus and I are going to be telling you about the free mini texting course you can get for free. So stick around to the end. Let's get into it. It's going to be a fun video.
I've been the man, no cat. Or for a while, they can't handle that. Tear me down, they tryna tear me down how? By my style, they flows and hand me downs. I do not get it, they go off for nothing. I hear them, I'm bluffing. I roll up my blunt, get high as a plenty. Changing the.
So without further ado, let's jump into the conversations. I hope you liked that little short dance intro. Okay, so this first conversation comes from a girl I met out at a nightclub, obviously pre-2020 craziness. So I opened up, we messaged a little bit on Instagram beforehand, we were messaging back and forth, and she ended up giving me her number, and I texted her saying, hey, this is your future toxic boyfriend. This was a reference to something we had said while we were in person and on Instagram, just an inside joke. Hey, what's up? I told her I was in the jacuzzi, so my body was pruned. Fingers are wrinkled, I can barely type, haha. Don't you know you're only supposed to stay in a hot tub for 30 minutes? I did not know that. Learn something new every time you text a girl. Yeah, I know there's a sign right next to it, blah, blah, blah. You don't ever break the rules. So you see here what I'm doing is I'm already introducing a playful and flirty element. I'm saying something that's vague that can be stretched out and applied to a larger topic or a larger sort of more flirty subject by saying, hey, do you never break the rules? As in, are you adventurous or are you more shy and reserved? I'm just sort of trying to get a feel for her personality. And it also has a little bit of a flirty undertone, and you'll see we play on this throughout the conversation. She says, I'd say very rarely. Ah, so you're a good girl. I got the vibe that you weren't so innocent. Guess I was wrong. And then this emoji. Yes, close to an angel actually. So you see exactly what I did there is I set the undertones by saying, oh, do you never break the rules? And this is something you want to do when you're in conversation, especially if you're trying to flirt with the girl and you want to sort of get a deeper connection and get to know her better. You want to start to first hint at what you're about to say and then use that as sort of ammunition to expand on what you were saying further and get flirtier and flirtier and, you know, so you guys can tease each other back and forth. She says she's close to an angel actually. Haha, why is that? It was more like you have an innocent vibe up front, but deep down you're like crazy or something. I don't know how to explain it, haha. Yikes. A little crazy is good. Keep things interesting. So you see, this is exactly just playing off that same thing from the beginning. Literally sending one text can set the mood for the rest of the entire conversation and set up flirting and sort of this romantic tension between the two of us throughout the interaction, and we're just playing on it throughout. A little crazy is good. Keep things interesting, obviously, and then this little tongue emoji to keep it fun and the fact that I am just teasing her. Warning, you'll probably think I'm a little crazy. Then she says, LOL, I guess that can be true, with the same emoji, which shows me that, you know, yes, she's on board. We are both, at this point, pretty obviously flirting with each other, alluding to more intimate topics here. She goes, why do you say that? I say, I guess you'll have to find out. And this is another important thing too that Zeus emphasizes a lot in a lot of his texting content. You want to leave a little bit left to be desired. So instead of just saying like, oh, you know, I'm XYZ or whatever, I'm sort of leaving a little bit of mystery so she has to sort of get it out of me. And by get it out of me, I mean like, you know, the conversation keeps going, we keep flirting and texting back and forth and chatting up. And this allows it to come out in a more fun and natural way. And by saying, I guess you'll have to find out, and then obviously those flirty emojis. What I'm really just doing here is I'm creating a little story. I'm creating a little back and forth between the two of us. So this way there's that tension, because without stakes and without a little bit of back and forth, there's no way you're gonna have that tension. I follow up by saying, when are you free for handsome men and good conversation? Obviously, I'm talking about myself. And this is a good way of asking the girl to hang out, is you ask it in the third person. So you would say something like, when are you free to go on a date with a handsome guy? In this case, when are you free for handsome men and good conversation? So asking in the third person helps because it makes it more fun. It shows a little bit more of your personality and your sense of humor. And it also doesn't feel as transactional and logical. You have to remember, dating is something that's emotional and it's about connecting with the girl. And if you ask her to hang out in a way that feels too logical and in a way that feels too transactional, she's not gonna like it. She's gonna get turned off. She's not gonna want to sort of be involved in that. She actually didn't respond to me that night. She didn't respond until like almost 12 hours later, it looks like. My bad, I was so tired last night, I passed out. Maybe this weekend, possibly, if the offer still stands. And then she has this little flirty emoji, so she shows she's interested. A lot of guys get super hung up on like, oh, she took so long to respond. Do I double text her? Do I triple text her? It's a whole, you know, you could write essays about this. So to sort of give her a little bit of shit and play with her a little bit, make things more fun, instead of just saying, yeah, you know, let's hang out, I made it more emotional and fun instead of so super logical and transactional. I said, nope, offer was time sensitive. You only had 3 seconds to respond. Haha, JK, yeah, we can do something this weekend as long as you promise not to be boring. So again, here, what I'm doing is I'm creating stakes for us hanging out. So instead of just saying like, yeah, let's hang out and get into like the logistics of it, you want to emphasize the fun aspects of you guys hanging out, which is going to be, you guys get to talk, you guys get to know each other, you guys get to flirt, you guys get to maybe get a little bit physical. You want to emphasize those parts of the interaction. When she thinks about hanging out with you, she wants to think about the fun emotional spikes and the experience she's going to have with you. She doesn't care so much about the logistics. The logistics are the last thing. For example, have you ever been somewhere super boring with your homies and then it turns out to be one of the best nights ever just because you guys are hanging out with each other, doing dumb shit, hanging out, laughing? It's because of the emotional connections you have with your friends. Since you guys are so close, it doesn't matter what you're doing. As long as you guys are together and hanging out, it's gonna be fun. Out of a sort of scarcity mindset, they think, oh, I have to lock in all of this right now. I have to lock in the date, so then she's showing up and coming for sure. But as long as you keep things fun and light, she's gonna want to show up. She's gonna be more than happy to show up. Then, you know, as I said, I was creating stakes. So you think I'd be boring? I said, I never said that. I think you're pretty interesting so far. We'll see how much more interesting you are. And again, I'm just keeping it flirty. I'm raising the stakes. I'm creating that back and forth and leaving room for it. And the most important part is that I'm creating this back and forth and I'm letting her know that there will be more of this in the future and that there's more to be had when we meet up in person. So by saying, we'll see how much more interesting you are, I'm not only giving a reason for her to come and hang out and making her want to do it, but I'm also creating stakes and creating something left to be desired. So if we do want to see how interesting we are, and we do want to see how much or how well we click, we'll have to see it when we hang out. So there's an offer there. There's something valuable to be attained. There's more fun to be had if we hang out. And that's exactly the vibe you want to give off to the girl. So then it actually looks like she didn't respond to me and I never really reached out back. I was traveling a lot during this time. I was in the state for a couple weeks, so I wasn't really trying to hit her back up. And I actually saw her out at a nightclub at a costume party. So I said, hey, good seeing you last night. Or part of your costume made your whole body invisible. She was wearing some like camo outfit, so I was making fun of her wearing camo. And then she said, not as good as your short shorts. I was wearing this crazy outfit. I'll put a picture of it up here right now. I was wearing this cop outfit with short shorts. And then after we had been talking, you know, a few messages back and forth, I said, when are we gonna stop being pen pals and actually hang out? She said, I know, we need to hang soon. And again, I'm doing this because it's fresh in her mind. She knows if we hang out from our previous conversation that there is more to be had. The stakes are all still there. So just because we hadn't texted in almost a month, it looks like, or a few weeks, that doesn't mean that all of that momentum and the stakes and the flirtiness from before just dies out. Once she remembers about our conversation, she sees the text from before, she's reminded of all of it, all the emotions come back and the connections, boom, right there, started again. And also we saw each other the night before, we talked for a little bit, so it was kind of easier for me to just go in and mention and seed the hangout here. Says, I know we need to hang soon. What's your schedule tomorrow or next week? I'm free tomorrow. She says, do you want to hike? I said, yeah, what time? Maybe like 1. And that's all she wrote. That's it. We ended up hanging out and it was quite a good time. All the stakes were there. We did find out if she was indeed more interesting, and that's where this one ends. Okay, so for this next conversation, I also met this girl out at a club or a bar or something. This was, again, pre-2020 craziness, lockdown. And when I had approached her using one of the God approach pickup lines that Zeus created and that you can see me use inside the program. Link in description. I approached her, she was wearing all black, and I said, are you breaking into someone's house tonight? And she was a little confused. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, oh, you're wearing all black. You look like a burglar. That was the impetus for the conversation to start. So she texts me the next morning saying, good news, I didn't rob anyone last night. I said, thank God, I was worried. She said, now I have to think about a new job. I have the perfect new job for you. The job is coming to hang out with me. Just reading these back is just like, I don't even, it's like a different person is reading these. I don't know.
Bro, that was not even good.
My cameraman's like, bro, that was not even good. Listen, when the interaction was good beforehand, and it was really good, we talked for quite a while, it almost doesn't matter as much what you say, especially since she's hitting me up first, she's texting me first. The interest is already built up. We were interacting for quite a while the night before, we talked for a bit, and I'm just using what's known as repackaging. This concept of repackaging is when you repackage something that the girl says or something you say and you turn it into something that is flirty and man to woman or me-you communication, so to speak. You repackage it so that instead of it being, you know, her talking, making a joke about getting a new job, you're making it about you two hanging out, you two guys meeting up, you two flirting, you two, you know, escalating your interaction with one another. And you see that I repackage in all of these conversations because it's the easiest way to keep the conversations fun and light while feeling relevant. It doesn't feel like I'm, you know, shoehorning it in. I'm not just saying, hey, like, you know, let's go hang out at this place, you know, randomly throughout the conversation. I'm repackaging what was already said, and I'm using it to sort of fit where I want the interaction to go. So obviously I want to hang out with her, so I'm using that to sort of get to that place where we're at and, you know, having fun along the way, getting to know her better, emotionally connecting, etc., etc. She says, that doesn't sound like a bad job to me, LOL, which, you know, my fucking cameraman over here, like, that wasn't even good. She seems like she's down for the job. So it was good enough. Then I said, you want to come swimming? There's and then I mentioned a pool party or whatever that was going on during the day. She says, I'd love to, but I'm already in X, you know, location at the beach. Where do you live? I tell her where in the city I live. She says, this is kind of random. She says, you should come to Vegas with us tomorrow. She had mentioned she was going to Vegas. She was flying to Vegas a little bit before. Said, no way, I don't have time for that. Maybe we can hang out later tonight. She says, are you going out tonight? I have blah, blah, blah. This is just logistics. Event at 6. I might go out afterwards. There's this cool bar I like to go to in the area where I lived called blah, blah, blah. Are you going to go out? Event sounds serious. She's making fun of me. I'm not sure because my friend leaves today, so I'm kind of alone. She's subtly asking me to ask her to hang out because she doesn't want to just straight up ask to hang out. So I say, let's hang out then. I'll keep you company. I'll hit you up after my event. She says, okay, what time do you think you'll be free? And there's something important about this is you have to be able to read the room and read between the lines of what's going on. A lot of times a girl will subtly ask or subtly hint at something and want you to take the hint and act on it. Zeus and I have seen so many messages from guys who send us DMs or send us emails saying, does this girl like me? And then they send us screenshots of it, and it's just as obvious as can be. Like, these girls are basically begging to hang out. These guys are like, oh, I'm still not sure. It's because they're super unconfident, insecure, so they don't want to risk losing it. It was pretty obvious and pretty clear to me that she was subtly hinting that she was going to be alone and she had nothing to do, no plans. So this is her hinting that she wanted to hang out with me. I took the hint, which is important. A lot of guys don't take the hint. Zeus and I are actually making another video reading you guys' text conversations, and so many of you guys have this issue that you don't take the hint. A girl is outright telling you like, hey, I want to hang out, or making it really obvious, and it's like a plane just flying over your guys' head and you don't realize it. If a girl is hinting at something, take the hint. And, you know, maybe she's hinting at she doesn't want to hang out, in which case you take the hint and back off. But a lot of times girls are hinting that they do want to hang out, or they do want to, you know, meet up with you, or escalate, and you guys are just losing out. So make sure you take the hint. What time do you think you'll be free? Probably like 11. Then I update her, heading back home now. We can probably hang around 9. Okay, so my girlfriend would join, but she's probably going to be here around 9. So in this case, this happens a lot, especially if you're going out a lot or you're meeting girls out. They're in a city and they have a lot of friends. There's gonna be logistics that you have to figure out. So at first it was just gonna be her and I, and then now it's gonna be her friend. Super cool. You just have to be proactive and open about helping her solve those logistics. So if her friend's gonna be with her, then of course, yeah, let's just all hang out. And then cut a little forward, she says, my friend and I are here if you wanna hang out or something. You wanna meet us at that bar you told me about? We're like 10 minutes away. Head over there now. That's where this conversation ends.
Damn, bro, Zeus's manager going out with 2 girls at once?
Next conversation. So this next conversation comes from Tinder. I opened the conversation by saying, think I just met my future wife. She said, I don't make 500K yet, but I'm working on it. At the time, in my bio, I had the Zeus approved Tinder bio, which was, if you don't have 3 PhDs or you make less than 500K a year, then don't match with me. This was sort of the joke that Zeus had suggested we put in our Tinder bios, and that was working quite a bit, as you can tell here. I said, That sounds just like wife material. I'll propose on our first date. Geez, how many girls have you proposed to? Hey, it's LA, right? You might be the one though. How old are you? Tell her how old I am. Then I ask, where in LA are you from? I tell her where I'm at. She goes, same, I'm in same place. Practically live down the street from me. She said, where do you live in X? I'm at the, tells me where it is. Don't tell me we are neighbors, haha. I said, oh my God, you're literally 4 minutes away from me. We're literally obligated to hang out now. So what I'm doing here, I am just pointing out how obviously simple and easy it is for us to hang out. I'm just like how much it makes sense for us to hang out. We live literally 4 minutes away from each other. There's no upfront investment of time. It's not like she has to drive across town or go far or really like do anything. We live literally down the block from each other. It's like we have to hang out. We already matched. Like, why wouldn't we just hang out with one another? And then we bantered a little bit back and forth. Then I said, also, what are you up to tonight? She says, just chilling at home right now. You? Finishing dinner, then going to get drinks at, you know, the name of this bar. Come through. She says, what's the vibe there? It's like laid back and chill bar. I said, what's your number? I'll text you. She gives me her number. Now we're moving to the text messages, from Tinder to text. I say, hey, it's your husband, Benjamin. She goes, so one problem, most of my friends are home for the holidays and the ones I have texted haven't gotten back to me. So at this point, she's kind of making it obvious that she's alone and she's not with many friends. So it's not like she would be bringing her friends to meet my friends. So this is another issue of just solving logistics. A lot of times when you're trying to hang out with a girl, especially if you're on the younger side, if you know she has a lot of friends, she has a lot going on, and so do you. A lot of just getting to hang out is handling the logistics in as simple and easy a way as possible, because anytime you're trying to schedule something, especially with someone you don't know very well and you're meeting for the first time, you'll take almost any excuse, and so will she, to just not meet up with her. Especially a girl who has a lot of friends and obviously has tons of guys hitting her up. She probably doesn't really see much reason to meet up with someone if it doesn't make so much sense and if it's not super convenient. So what I'm doing here is I'm just helping her solve the logistics and figuring it out and making it as comfortable and easy as possible for her to just want to come hang out, because she's already made it obvious she's down to hang out, but there's some logistics in the way, and the way you solve these logistics will determine whether or not you will hang out or whether or not you won't. And if you do a bad job solving these logistics, if you're not sort of laid back and proactive about helping her solve them and really open and, you know, sort of make her feel comfortable solving through the logistics, she's gonna get scared off. It's just me and two friends. I'm gonna be here a bit, then probably head back to area where we live. If you're not feeling the ride to where we were, we can hang when I get back. It sounds like a cool place. I'm always down to try out something new. Well, if your friends don't mind me intruding, then I'd love to join. So I was making it easy. I gave her two options. You can come by or we can hang out later when I get back. When are you headed there? Just got out of the shower. I said, just got in my Uber. For sure, come hang. We don't bite. Right there, what I'm saying is, for sure, definitely feel 100% free to come hang out with us. And by saying we don't bite, it's really just saying, hey, you know, it's cool. You know, it's a low pressure situation. It's relax, you know, come hang out. Just trying to make her as comfortable as possible, especially if a girl is coming by herself, saying hang out with me and my guy friends. That honestly takes a lot of balls. Commend her for that. By all means, come hang out with us. We'll just hang out and have a good time. And that we did. The conversation ends there, I believe. On my way, and awesome. That was it. Those are the 3 conversations, gentlemen. So as you can see, there's a lot that goes into asking a girl to hang out. It looks super simple, but there's a lot going on sort of under the hood and behind the scenes there. And a lot of guys struggle with texting the most. They struggle with asking the girl to hang out and getting her on a date. But not only just that part, they struggle with getting the girl's attention in the first place, with flirting and creating that sort of back and forth banter, doing things like repackaging, like I mentioned, or creating stakes and creating this sort of back and forth tension that seems almost effortless in my text messages. This happens with almost every single conversation I have. And if you want to learn exactly how to replicate results like this, being able to go from first text messages or first match on Tinder or even first DM to date step by step, then you're going to want to check out the free 5-video mini course that Zeus and I put together. It is free. Let me emphasize that again. It is free, $0. Pay nothing. All you have to do is click the link below and put your email in. Inside the free mini course, Zeus is going to teach you the IEC method. This is the exact method that over 3,000 guys have used inside the Godly Texting Guide, inside the course, to get hundreds of dates and hundreds of responses from the most amazing girls. Inside, you'll see real life examples from mine and Zeus's real conversations and show you exactly what's going on and how you can replicate results like you saw in these conversations and even better ones. And again, bro, it's literally free. You pay Nothing. No gimmicks, no tricks. Thousands of guys have already gotten the course for free and said it's fucking amazing. This mini course is Zeus's roadmap for getting a girl's attention locked on you from the start. No more feeling stuck on what to say or what to do. You'll know exactly what to do in every single scenario and know exactly how to go from text messages to date with no hiccups. You're also gonna learn the exact copy-paste opening lines, messages, even scripts and techniques you can start using immediately. There's a bunch of opening lines in there for free that Zeus is gonna give you that you can just copy paste. And not just opening lines, but ways to ask to hang out, ways to keep the momentum going throughout the conversation, and just so much more. It has literally gotten such good feedback. And again, it is free. It works on every single platform, whether you're talking to a girl on Snapchat, Instagram, Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, plain old text messaging, anything. The IEC method is a step-by-step roadmap. You know exactly what you're doing at any one time. Literally never have to think about texting again. Once you see these 5 videos, you're gonna download all the godly knowledge into your brain, and texting and chatting with girls will be effortless. It'll be on autopilot. You will never have to think about it ever again. With all the craziness of 2020, with the lockdowns and people struggling even to just make ends meet, if you're watching this video right now, you're probably lucky enough that you have an internet connection and a roof over your head to be watching this video, and that one of your biggest problems right now is that you don't know how to text a girl. Zeus and I have been selling the Godly Texting Guide, our full-on top-to-bottom course on how to get past the great filter, for over a year now. And the truth is, not everybody can afford the full program. We try to make it as affordable as possible, but at the end, we are running a business, we do have a team, and that costs money. But with all the craziness that's been going on this past year, we wanted to put out something that was free so that those of you guys who can't afford it can still get a lot of the value out of it. So if you wanted to check that out, please, we made it for free for you guys, and we will feel bad if you don't use it up. And we'll be incentivized to make more free content and more free courses like this in the future if you guys go ahead and eat it up. So please, it's free. Take it in, take your text game to the next level, and the content inside of the course has never been seen before, revealed before, ever, not on the channel, not anywhere before. The IEC method is quite literally going to change your dating life. And as you guys know, every time you're sending a girl a text message, she's testing you. It's an audition. It's her way of seeing, am I gonna keep texting this guy? Am I gonna see this guy? Am I gonna go on a date with this guy or not? Don't mess it up. Don't waste any more time. Just go click the link in the description and go watch the video for free. And that's all I got for you guys today. Let me know if you guys like this video. Please like, subscribe, share it. And if you want to see more of me, then let me know in the comments section below as well. You know, Zeus is supposed to be here hours ago, so I had to fill in for him, as you guys know. Dude definitely needs to give me a raise at this point. If you guys want to see more of me and Zeus tag teaming on a video, Zeus and I are going to tag team in one of these next videos. Then stay tuned for that. And I'll see you guys very soon.
Look, I've been the man, no cat. Up for a while, they can't handle that. Tear me down, they tryna tear me down. How? By my style, they flows and hand me downs. I do not get it, they go off for nothing. I hear I'm bluffing, I roll up my blunt, get high as a plenty. Changing the